Euphoria, Kendrick, Drake DISS, reaction, let's go. What up, world? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, man. I didn't know that this was coming. I didn't believe it. I didn't know what to expect. I honestly thought Kendrick was going to play the long game and make y'all dudes wait and make y'all feel like it wasn't going to happen. And right when you forgot, it came, but he surprised me. This is actually quicker than I thought. A lot of people are saying this take too long. It took too long, and it took 17 days, and that academics was doing the countdown, saying 17 days, still no response from Kendrick. But Kendrick had every intention of responding, and it's here. And I want to break this down. First of all, I'm getting a little fatigued with the dissing and the AI and it's a new diss record dropping, but we still have this culture called hip-hop where every response deserves a response. Right now, some people feel like this is the greatest time in hip-hop. This is the, I know Screwface John is saying this is the Renaissance, the golden age. Nah, this ain't no golden age of hip-hop. Let's not do that. We're not gonna get crazy. But this is a good time where the biggest in the game are actually responding to each other. And I want to do this without being biased, but there's no way to not be biased. Let's just be honest. A lot of you people are going to come in here already with your preconceived notions of what happened and who did what and was it whack, da-da-da. I'm going to tell you right now, I am a fan of Kendrick, and I like Drake's music too, but I am more of a Kendrick fan. I'm just going to be honest with you. But what I did do was give Drake his props, and I did give him the respect when he made his 2 back-to-back diss records. I said he was keeping the feeling alive. He was bringing the edge back to the game, right? I said he was following the code. I gave him the respect. A lot of y'all not doing that, and some of y'all are standing on your particular sides, right? And what I said was going to happen actually happened. I already saw it. A lot of people are already trying to detract from this song. Let me just say, this is a master class. This is a master work of MCing. This is some of the most direct and indirect lyrical banter you're going to hear from any rapper. But there are already Drake fans who got in front of this already and start saying it's mid and that's all it got. That's all you got. I expected more. They're trying to dig at it. But the simple fact about this song, you got to listen to this thing no less. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you didn't listen to this 5 times, we can't even have a conversation. It's too much going on in here to listen to this once and be like, it's mid, right? If your opinion came up right after you heard it and you wrote an opinion, I really don't have any respect for that opinion. No matter which way you went, no matter what you said, like, end of the day, it's too much in here to walk away with an opinion, formed, shaped opinion of this piece of work. Even with Drake stuff, you couldn't form a actual an opinion of any legitimacy listening to any of these disses one time. But this diss right here, stuff takes on new meanings by the 3rd and 4th listen. So if you get in my comments or you get on Twitter or you get anywhere and within the first hour, you're already going on a campaign to tell everybody it's mid, you are disqualified from this conversation. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. Anybody saying this mid is exposing themselves for what they do not understand about writing and hip-hop. And the reason I can say that is because I gave Drake props on his as well. So you can't say, well, you're trying to lean one way or the other. I go back and look at my videos. I gave Drake props on his rebuttals as well. I didn't take a stance and say, it's trash, da-da-da. I went line for line, which I'm going to do here, like I always do. But I just want to say, I'm going to be honest, and I'm disappointed in some of the people on my timeline. Well, you know, it is what it is, but some of the people on my timeline are showing that they have no patience for hip-hop no more. They're not going to sit and actually dissect wordplay. They want the quick fix. Ah, your mama's ugly. She look like a hoe. They want to hear quick, decisive, straight up and down disses, which are boring after a while. If it doesn't have a double and triple meaning, or it doesn't mean something deeper than face value, that record will have no value after a while. But some of my contemporaries want that quick fix. They want that gotcha moment. But diss records don't cut, gotcha moments don't cut as bad as someone saying something much, excuse me, deeper. There is so much innuendo, and like Drake said, you're going to have to be doing them lyrical gymnastics. This the problem Drake didn't really want. And I'm going to be honest, he could even got it worse. He could have got him worse, but the angles he took on, first of all, it's a 6-minute song. He could have got Drake worse, and what he got him with was crazy. Some of this stuff is going to last for years. Some of these bars are going to haunt Drake for years. This is what he did not want. We don't want to hear you saying nigga ever again. You don't think that's going to haunt this dude next time he goes and make a record that says the N-word? And you don't think these people are going to be all in his comments? And you don't think that the white people are going to be looking at him sideways like, oh boy, it is kind of cringe. This is ugly, bro. This is exactly what we expected. And even some of it is going to go over some people's heads. They're going to look, I'm telling you, they're looking through a face value. You listen to this once, you're missing 70% of what's really crazy. This is a guy, this is a think tank. This is a think piece. He really dissected this dude down to where he's from. He made fun of where he's from. And we're going to get into all of that. But I applaud Drake. And Drake is going to come back. What Drake was going to do, which I hope he doesn't do, is come out real quick with a song. He probably got a song loaded, but it doesn't matter. This is already... Let me just be honest with you. And I know some people, they get in my comments all the time. A lot of people agree with me. Some people, they say I'm biased. And I know some people are not going to agree. But I feel like this song wipes out all of that. All of that, you took too long. All of that, what you gonna say, all of that. I think this song addressed everything Drake, almost everything Drake threw at him. He addressed it and threw some salt on it and gave it back. This is a response worthy of what you would expect someone coming back with the Ether type response. Now, is it Ether? It's pretty close. It's not Ether, but it's pretty close. Right? It's pretty close. This is what you're going to get as Ether in 2024. End of the day, you might as well say it is. And I'm going to be like this. You can love Drake, but you got to say when it is what it is. Neither one of them songs are better than this song. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because they're not as calculated. They're not as calculated. They say what they say and they do what they do, but they're just not as calculated as this. And some of the stuff that's on this record is extremely, a lot of stuff he said about Kendrick is kind of, it's kind of like, yeah, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. Stuff in here is true, right? I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to accept the bullets that I'm going to receive from the Drake fans. It's okay. I can deal with it. I'm good. I'm okay. But I'm going to be honest with you. Some of this stuff is devastating. It's devastating. Some of this stuff is going to have this dude sitting alone feeling demoralized. Now, yeah, he's going to put up a front and he's going to do what he do. I get it. I understand that. He's going to come back strong. But some of this stuff, and don't get me wrong, Drake did, he said some stuff and it was okay. And I gave him props. But this was a dude that don't care and he's ready for anything. He's ready for anything. Let's do the breakdown so I can get where I'm going with this and we can all have a discussion and you can tell me what you think. It starts off with this salute to Dad on the other channel, the Dad Reacts channel, for correctly saying what the sample that Kendrick started with is a Teddy Pendergrass song. and he's kind of harmonizing over the song, and this is where the verse begins of Euphoria, and this is where it goes. Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew was looking paranoid and now spiraling. I was saying that from the jump. Drake, beyond the fact that he was punching back, it sounded to me like, yo, bro, this guy is sweating right now. Yeah, he's swinging, and he's swinging at the air, and he's taking all the wind out of Kendrick's sails, and he's yada, 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 but it's like he came back with 2 records back to back. He's pretending to be Pac, and he's pretending to be Snoop, and da-da-da. It's like, what is this guy going to say? When are you going to say it? He's trolling him. He's putting on the Compton Community College. It's like nonstop. He's trying to meme this guy, but this not that. You got to understand, the meme not going to work on this guy. The people that respect Kendrick don't care about memes. You can win a meme war with 50 Cent, right? Or you can try to win it, because you can't win it with him either. You can win a meme war with Meek Mill, right? You can win a meme war with somebody who's on socials all day. You can't win a meme war with a guy who's not on there. He's on the island somewhere. So the meme war and all this stuff you're doing, the trolling, that's for the people. But what I said in my last video, I said Drake don't really care about none of the people. He care about what the heads, the real rap heads are saying. The little girls that's saying, oh, Drake is cool, he's winning, that don't matter. He care about what we say. The real hip hop heads and what Kendrick say. Right? So he was waiting for this. He did seem paranoid in a way to me. He did seem a little obsessed with Kendrick for a man that has all these things in the world. So let me just keep moving. Say, you're moving just like a degenerate. Heavy antic. It's feeling distasteful. Why calculate you? You're not as calculated. I can even predict your angles. That's a big bar. See, people that's going to go over people's heads. He's saying, I already know you're not as calculated as you think, and I already predict what you're going to say. The angles you're going to take, I already thought of them, and I already knew you, and you did exactly that. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. So let's just say this. He's saying that you're fabricating stories. The whole thing about Whitney with the bodyguards, the little line he threw out there, a lot of people's like, oh, Whitney slept with the bodyguards. He's saying you're fabricating it on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. He's saying you heard me saying I have problems with my wife or my significant other. I cheated on her. She forgave me. We had our issues, and I'm trying to cleanse that. He said, you heard that, and now you're trying to take that and use it against me. But you're making up stuff. He said, you're not a rap artist. You're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been in your collection. Tommy Hilfiger is the white designer with the white gear that actually everybody wanted Tommy Hilfiger, but Tommy Hilfiger didn't want us wearing it. It's just a fact. It was a common knowledge that Tommy Hilfiger said he don't make his stuff for black people. Why are they wearing my stuff? It is what it is. So he's saying Drake was more leaning toward that and not FUBU, which is for us, by us. That's a black brand that everybody was wearing back in the day, even though FUBU became kind of played out after a while. He said, how I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him. He's trying to say that you make music that get people to forget their problems and just like dance and kind of keep them sleepy and kind of keep them off key, off center, right? I'm gonna make music that gets in their spirit and their soul and electrify their body and make them want to engage in some real meaningful conversation, is what he's trying to say. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. No, you're a master manipulator, a habitual liar too, but don't tell no lie about me and I won't tell truths about you. All of that is self-explanatory. There are no double entendres in it. He's just saying, basically, you're a liar. Now, let's just be honest. If we're going to talk about Drake, this is what all of the we don't trust you stuff is coming from. All of the problems with you're bringing this guy's girl to your show and you got this guy's girl doing this and that. A lot of people are feeling away, and it's all wrapped up in these females, which these guys cherish these females above all for some reason. These rappers, You can take their car, you can take anything from them, but you take their girl and their whole world is destroyed. They want to get at you. They don't like you no more. Now it's beef forever. I guarantee you 90% of these rap beefs got a female and the female twerking in the beginning of it. So it's like these guys, they put so much on these women that it becomes part of their masculinity to have their woman or some chick that they bang be banged by another dude, right? And I don't know why it's goofy. I thought it was bros before hoes. Let me keep it moving. That beat drops, the Teddy Pendergrass sample stops, and he comes back with the hip hop beat, which is a whole different vibe. He starts to get, okay, now we're gonna get into some rapping, and here's the verse. It says, yeah, I'm out the way. Yeah, I'm low. Okay. Yeah, the island right here. Here's remote. Okay. I ain't thinking about no rapper. I'm reaping what I sow. Okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house. I'm like Joe. Okay. Benjamin Jackson. A Jackson, that's when he says I'm like Joe, he's talking about Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's father. And he said, I'm like Joe. I got a Benjamin and a Jackson in my house, right? This is all saying that he's on the island. He not really tripping off none of this. Y'all thinking that he is, but he really not. Let me keep it moving. Hellcat made his homeboys and them sell their soul. Okay. Everybody want to be a demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. I'm assuming that he's saying everybody want to be a demon until I chip you with my throwaway verse. I'm assuming that the verse he's talking about like that was a throwaway verse. You know how, so any rapper worth his salt has a book or a phone with a bunch of free verses. You might have verses for your album. You might have verses for features or whatever, but you also want, hopefully, start writing a verse, you don't finish it, or you write a verse, it don't fit that, so you write another verse. That verse that you wrote becomes a throwaway verse. Back in the day, you used to ball it the paper, throw it in trash. That was a throwaway. Now, what most rappers, I'm assuming, because I do the same thing, that throwaway verse, you put it away for later. You might come back a year from now, need a verse for something, and you look through your verses, and you see that verse, you clean it up a little bit, but that's a throwaway verse. So he's, in my opinion, I think he's saying that verse on Like That was a throwaway verse. He just threw them niggas his verse, and it shook up the whole world. And it hurt your feelings, da-da-da. So he said, and I might do a show a day, once a lame, always a lame. Or you thought the money, the power, and the fame would make you go away. So the thing is, a lot of people feel like Drake, even though he has a lot of money, is lame. That's just a fact. Some people feel that way, and they feel like a lot of stuff he does is what lame people would do if they had money, and it doesn't change the fact that he's lame. So this is what Kendrick is trying to say. So he goes, oh, you thought the money, the power, fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. So right here, I'm be honest, I don't know what he's talking about, but it sounds like he's talking about when you're going after your enemy, right? And the 500,000, somebody else could tell me what that is about, but the rumor is that money's being paid to try to figure out things about each other and get dirt on each other. A lot of people saying Drake throws money around. If I can find dirt on you, I want it, and I'm take it, and da-da-da-da. Now, let me keep it moving. He says, well, I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die. They turn into nuns, then hop online and say, pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he want to be a junior. They must have forgot that shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I'll park your son. So he's talking about, I'm assuming, I'm just gonna be 100%. This is on me. I didn't get this from nobody. I think he's talking some kind of way to Drake's dad. And he used the double entendre, park your son, as in Parkinson's disease, right? And I don't know if Drake's father has dementia or Parkinson's. I don't know. I have no idea. But that is a vicious sub if that is anything, any fact or truth to that. And I don't know what Drake's father did out here in these streets back in the day. Maybe he capped somebody. Maybe he clapped somebody. I have no idea. Maybe he an old head that talked real slick. So I'm sure he did some stuff out here in these streets. Now, we all know Drake did not do the same stuff that his dad did out in the streets. So all of this will make sense that he gonna feel, you know how some dudes, like T.I.'s son, what's this kid's name? I can't think of his son's name. Not the singing and rapping one, the other one. My God, the light-skinned one. He wants to live in his father's shoes. His father did this, that, and the third. He wants to do the exact same thing, but he has no reason to, and he will never live up to that because that's not his era. That's not his upbringing. He doesn't need to. He's a rich little kid, right? But for some reason, he wants the persona of this thuggish killer from 0 to 100 with nothing going on. Maybe that's what he's trying to say, that Drake is doing the same exact thing. And to a degree, he probably is, because if you got your dad's DNA and you see your dad was this, that, and the third, you're going to want to try to imitate that. Now, I don't know if his dad was out here doing that. I thought his dad was like a singer, but singers get into gangster shit too, let's just be honest. So let me keep it moving. The very first time I shot me at Drake, the homie told me, aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today, I'm going to show you I learned from those mistakes. So what he's saying right there, Drake alluded to that he's never fired a gun. He said, you're not a criminal. You've never done none of these things that you're pretending to. But we don't know Kendrick's story. He raised in Compton. When you're raised in Compton, I don't care what you're doing. You're rapping, you're playing ball, da-da-da. There are going to be some instances where you have fired a gun, you've held a gun, you may have went in somebody's home that you weren't supposed to be in. You may have done a lot of shit as a kid that you got away with and you didn't never tell nobody. But it's part of your aura, your essence. Drake doesn't know what this man did. He has no idea. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much was saying, yo, you don't do this and that. Stop pretending. Just be yourself. Like when he did the little Tupac verse, be yourself, da-da-da. He's saying, I have shot this Drake, but he's double entendre right now. He's saying the first time I did it, I didn't aim it. I didn't point it down enough, but I learned from the mistakes. He's basically saying, yeah, now he's saying you're saying I wasn't this and that, but I did this and that, and when I did it that time, I was young, but now I'm not, and I don't miss no more. I do what I got to do. So basically, that was a response to the Drake insinuating you're a good kid, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was like trying to sun him, like, you know you're a good kid. You ain't no tough guy. It's just the homies that you're around. And he's like, nah, I do this, right? So end of the day, so let me keep it moving, right? And not like I'm this tough ass gangster, whatever. So then he goes, somebody told you that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let this Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. So he bought Pac's ring, allegedly for $1 million. Tupac's crown ring that went for sale, I believe, either earlier this year or late last year. I think it might have been late last year. I don't know when the ring actually went on sale, but allegedly Drake bought the ring, and Kendrick is like, man, I'll pay $2 million for it, just so you won't have it. Pac turned in his grave that this Canadian dude bought his ring, right? He's basically saying, you're too Drake-ish to own Pac's ring, and I'll double that. Cutthroat business. You got shit twisted. What is it? The braids? I hurt your feeling. You don't work with me no more. You don't want to work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left. I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. Dog, come on, bro. Let me read that again. What is it? The braids? I hurt your feelings. You don't want to work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. That is hilarious, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, dude saying this is mid. You goofy. You're corny for saying that. This dude just hit Cole again for literally no reason. Cole caught another one. Cole looked absolutely ridiculous out. I'm just going to be honest. You sat there and gobbled up and made a whole apology to this man. This nigga don't give a flying fuck about you or that big 3 shit. And you softened up and made a whole apology and whatever. I don't even know. It's looking weird. But let me just keep this moving. Maybe the conspiracy is somebody got in Cole's ear, like, get out of that before you get in some problems. Maybe somebody on a deeper level called and was like, this girl get ugly, get out. Maybe that was really what happened. Maybe that's really what happened, because Kendrick talking some big, yo, this is crazy. This is like anything, nigga, anything could go down. I don't care. And he talking that Tupac. Listen, but let me keep it moving, right? So he goes, I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't want to talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. He's talking about I believe it's a little more to that, but he's just talking. You know how Drake got different accents and this and that. But I don't want to talk on no cellar. You know I got language barriers. All this stuff is, some of this stuff is coded. I'm just going to be honest, bro. Some of this stuff is just coded, bro, and it's going to have to be, the code breaker's going to have to figure some of this stuff out. But he goes, yeah, Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish nigga. Excuse me, gang. There's no accent you can sell me. Yeah, Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray for my real friends. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. That is literally the hardest line in this entire thing. I'm going to tell you why. YNW Melly is allegedly accused of killing his two best friends. That's what he's on trial for right now. I don't even know if these his best friends. I know they were really good friends. He had signed them to his label and this and that. And then he dumped on them allegedly and killed them both, right? This dude said, yeah, Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish N-word. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. He's saying he'll kill them both. Dude, that line is probably the hardest line of 2024. I'm just going to be honest with you. Drake has no line that equivalent of that. I'm gonna wait for you to tell me what line that Drake said is the equivalent of that line. I'm going to give you some time, but it don't exist. So let me keep it moving. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I ain't heard the beef. I didn't even catch that. I heard this during Mad Time. I didn't catch it. He said, I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I heard the beef. Yeah. Fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spending again on him if you thinking about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't got to get personal. This is a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit niggas that'll make Gunna want to look like a saint. So let me just break down what he just said. He said, I'll inherit that Pharrell beef, that I want the smoke. I don't even remember what Pharrell and Drake was beefing about. I don't know what Drake had a problem with Pharrell about. But he said, whatever, I don't like it. I want in. I want the beef. So direct that energy to me because I want it. And who beefs with Pharrell? Like, just be honest, bro. And then he goes, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. See, this is where it gets sketchy because don't he not want to bring Pusha back into this because Drake don't want no problem with Pusha. Now Drake feeling himself, he's smelling himself, and he probably would go at Pusha just cause, right? Right now, Drake feeling big piss water right now. He feeling like, yeah, man, I puffed my chest out. I finally got a Kendrick. They said I wouldn't do it. I got him twice. The boy ain't do nothing. Da-da-da. So he's feeling really good. So he probably would swing back at Pusha. But I don't think he should do that. So let's just leave Pusha out of this. But it's a hot line. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. I know some shit that'll make Gunna wanna look like a saint. Then he goes, this ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, which it seems to be very much full of. And I got a whole video coming about Gilly. I can't do it no more. I got a whole video coming about Gilly. Gilly said this joint was trash and light-skinned dudes is winning and Drake is up 3-0 and all this goofy shit. I got a video coming about Gilly, the biggest sellout in this entire internet blogging business. And I'm about to break that down, but I digress. Let me keep it moving. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. It's always been, hold on, I'm bugging. I said that out of context, hold on. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you dress. I hate the way you sneak this. If I catch a flight, it's gonna be direct. So a lot of people don't realize he took a page out of DMX. When DMX was alive and he first was getting wind of Drake, and they was asking him, do you like Drake? He had a beef with Drake, and he made a whole video saying, I don't like how he walk, I don't like how he talk, I don't like how he look, I don't like his voice. He's like, he didn't like nothing about Drake. Allegedly they made up and like they talked and he talked, I guess Drake got him and talked to him, and I guess, you know, they came to a conclusion where, okay, Live and Let Live, and he wasn't mad at Drake no more. But in the beginning, when Drake first started to blow up, DMX did not rock with him at all. He did not rock with him even a little bit. So this is pulling from that energy because he said all the same stuff. We hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. And notice how I said we is not just me. I'm what the culture is feeling. I'm just going to be honest, bro. I'm just going to be honest. Most of the culture, when I do talk to them, they do have a problem. A lot of hip-hop heads have a problem with the ingrained culture, not the newer culture or like the newer fan. They're going to like Drake for what he is. And just like on here, he says, I like the melodic Drake. I like the melodic Drake. I like Drake too. But what he's trying to say is, we hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. That is true. Let's just take a page and we're going to be honest. Drake bangs a lot of Instagram twerking chicks that are half clothed, and they somehow become more important than a real chick that's got a 9-to-5, that's dressed, got her clothes on, that's beautiful in the face, got her whole life together. She ain't on there doing a double bubble bend over, right? But the chicks that Drake seems to want to run behind gotta have all this. I think his baby mom is a former porn star or a stripper or something. And so what I'm saying is, at one point in the culture, they were like not the culture. That was something, that was when Snoop would say a line like, bitches ain't shit. That's who they was talking about, right? But it's reversed since likes and since, and it's no disrespect, I'm just keeping it a buck. Since likes have become currency and since followers have become monetized and eyeballs have become the new barometer of your importance, the more they're taking their clothes off, the more they can achieve these things. So therefore they become important. Therefore the rappers want to chase them and get them on their arm. They don't want a good girl on their arm that's fully clothed and fully dressed, because that's not a prize. When they call someone a trophy wife, it's because they're a trophy. You want a trophy. So he's talking about the girls you're chasing pretend or confuse themselves with a real woman with a 9-to-5, and that's not the culture. That is the anti-culture, to be honest. Like, let's be honest, when you go on your day-to-day, you don't see them kind of females, really. You got to go somewhere like a little, it's where it's a little like skanky, it's acceptable to be that way, then they're all up and through there. But they ain't at the PTA meeting. They ain't at the soccer game. They ain't at the baseball game. They ain't at the grocery store, right? So that's not the real woman that we're looking for when we're trying to say that's a real woman. Let's just be honest. No disrespect. I'm saying they real enough, but to become real moms, they got to take all that shit off and put on some appropriate clothes and do some appropriate things to be a real mom to that child. And that's all I'm saying about that, right? He said, how many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel black enough? That's one of the knocks on Drake, that he doesn't feel black enough. And I'm going to be honest with you. I watched a couple that I haven't even, not even on purpose. I don't know why they've been flooding my timeline with these old videos of Drake rapping at 8 and Drake at his bar mitzvah, like all this stuff that they've been just flooding my timeline. I go on Twitter and it's all these images of this like scrawny kid that seems always by himself in these videos, and he seems to be trying to like, he's rapping to Lauryn Hill and he's just over it, just trying to just, it seems like a kid that don't feel like he's that accepted, so he's trying to be accepted, low-key. And I understand what he's trying to say. This is what I mean when I say it's a cerebral diss. This is deeper, bro. Like, this is some stuff where it's like, you're cutting at something that really clearly gotta hurt this man. If you're it's like Logic. Logic is half white, half black. One of Logic biggest freaking his I'm not gonna say pet peeves, but one of the things that you've seen him rail against is the treatment of mixed children in regards to their race. Logic is a big proponent of not making them feel less than because they're mixed. Being mixed is a really big deal. And some of these people go out of their way to, I personally know some light-skinned dudes that went so extra, ended up in jail trying to prove that they were tough as everybody else. Most people just living a life just to be like, okay, this is my life and I'm living it. Some of these dudes are doing extra so they can get the respect from those same people. So when they get the respect, right, sometimes they went 100 times harder, like Drake. I feel like in some instances, Drake is throwing around the N-word way more than is necessary. I'm just going to be honest. I feel like sometimes where it could have just been a regular just verse, it's like, I'm going to stick that N-word in there just to make it hit harder. Right? I feel like there are instances where it's said just because he's half black and he can say it. Whereas a lot of white guys would love to have said it, say it here, say it there. They'll never say it because they know they're going to get chastised for it. He's half black, so he can say it just because of the half that's black. I feel like sometimes that is a direct issue of what goes on with Drake. And that's just me. That's just my personal feeling. I feel like sometimes it is thrown in there even unnecessarily. On some of the smoothest songs, it's thrown in just to be in there. And that is trying to be quote unquote black. And we all know that just because you say the N-word does not make you blacker if you're just a black person. Some black people don't use the N-word at all. But let me keep it moving. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gonna make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Challz really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic. You don't have one. Some people say Drake got a classic. Some people say Take Care is a classic. Some people say if you're reading this, it's too late or something like that. People say Drake has classics. It's all about what you feel is a classic. Now, me, I feel like Kendrick has way more than one classic. And if you're going to say hip-hop classic to me, I'm not going to say anything Drake has is a classic. Now, classic Drake, yeah, okay, that's great. But classic is hip-hop. You're going to have to tell me where the classic hip-hop Drake album is. I don't know if it exists. Now, I like some of Drake's music, some of his songs, right? But if you tell me name top 20 classics, it's not going to have no Drake in there. I can name 1,000 rap songs, rap albums, and none of them would be saying that there's a classic Drake album. I do like Views, which some people say is his worst album. I'm the dummy that likes the album. I like that album. I like the whole vibe of the album. That's just me. So, hey, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I like what I like. Like my man say, I like what I like. Sway Lee. So listen, let me keep it moving. He said, blah, 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 blah. Let your core audience stomach that. Don't tell them where you got your ass from. V12, it's a fast one. Bow Bow, last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. So he's talking about you better wear a helmet because I'm taking headshots. And he said something about V12. He said, don't tell them where you get your abs from, right? Let your core audience stomach that. Let your core audience stomach that. That's a double entendre. didn't tell him where you get your abs from. That's a little dib. He said, how you gonna be big stepping with a size 7? A little dig on his height. So now he took a little dig on your abs. Just like Nas said Jay had big lips. Said he looked like a camel. Sometimes you throw little digs in there about your appearance. I'm going a little long, but we're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. So then boom, he says, hey yo, Top Dog, fuck they think they playing with. Extortion is my middle name. As soon as you jump off that plane, bitch. He's talking about when you come to Cali, you might have a problem, so chill out. Kendrick went a little hard on this. I'm just gonna be honest, bro. He went a little hard. Like, this stuff can have bad implications, like in real world time. Like, this could get ugly the way he's talking. He's talking like, I'm gonna extort you when you get off, as soon as you come to LA. This on some LA, I don't give a F stuff. He said, extortion is my middle name. As soon as you jump off that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit. Only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hang with. I hate the way you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know we got some shit to address. Yo, you going nuts, man. I don't care what you say. That line about Yachty can't give you no swag because we know Yachty's writing a lot of his stuff. A lot of his hooks are coming from Yachty. A lot of his beat selection. So it's like Kanye getting his swag from the other rappers. It look like Yachty giving him swag. So that's what he's trying to say. Listen, Blaine, I don't really care who giving you the swag. And let's be honest, a lot of people know that Drake is getting his swag from here, there, and everywhere, all over the place. It's just a known fact at this point. I'm allergic to the lame shit. Only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag. Neither. I don't fuck with about who you hang with. I hate the way you dress. Surprised you want that feature request. You know we got some issues to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me. I guess some shit just cringe-worthy. It ain't even got to be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. People are that's gonna slide over people's head. They're not gonna process what he's saying right there. He's saying, I still wish you success. Stay blessed. He said, keep making me dance and waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. He's telling Drake, stay in your lane. Stop trying to do this rap stuff. He's sunning him right there. Now, we all know Drake is a good rapper, but that's what you do in a diss battle. He's telling him, stop acting tough. Stop acting like you bout that before it get really ugly and you really will have to prove that you bout that. Right? And then he goes, I know they calling you the boy, but where's the man? Because Drake always said they calling me the boy or whatever, da-da-da. Because I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him. Can I bleed him? Bet. When I see you stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. All right, I'm getting out of here, bro. Let me just get out of here. All right, hold on. Let me slow down. When I see you stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. That's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Come on, dog. Come on, Drake. Drake, this gonna be bad, bro. I'm just gonna tell you, just honestly, this is bad. This is bad, bro. This is gonna be hard to live down because these dudes is not gonna let this go. These dudes gonna be making memes. They're gonna be making video clips, putting your face on different Sexy Red, and all this. It's gonna be crazy. I already saw the meme with you hugged up with Sexy Red, cheese, and laughing. They already making it. They making it official. This bad, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And Drake gonna come back when he gonna do what he do, da-da-da. But this bad. And if he come back too quick and he say the same stuff that he already said, this battle is over. If Drake come back too quick with this next response and he starts saying the same stuff or he says some stuff that's obviously not true, this battle is done. Drake has lost if he comes back weak. Now, I'm going to be, my opinion, I said it, Drake was winning until this record came out. I'm just being honest with you. I think Kendrick is winning with the one record. I think he beat both them songs with this one record. I'm just going to be honest. Now, let me keep it moving. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure to double back with you. You were signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he signed to that nigga. Try to cease and desist on the Like That record. Nobody's talking about that. He said he tried to cease and desist on the Like That record. Now, we already know Drake be doing cease and desist. So did he really try to stop the Like That record? And I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to tell you the realest shit I ever said in my life. If Drake tried to cease and desist that record, he's a sucker. Because you came out with all these diss records like you that nigga, you that man, da-da-da, but you try to stop the record? Are you serious? Behind the scenes? If that's true, you're a sucker. Because it's rap, it's hip-hop beef. Just write your raps. Don't try to stop the record. That really means you was paranoid and scared and you soft. So let's hope that he didn't do that. I hope no proof comes out if he tried to do that. Because if he did, right now, me and Cole, I'm done with J. Cole with the rapping. I can't forgive it. I never will. Because this game is just not what it's about. You don't make a whole record, then retract it, redact it, and Meat Love the dude and say he's the greatest and hit me on the chin and all this is goofy. So I don't respect, I never will. And if Drake try to cease and desist that diss record, he is a sucker. But I'm going to go under the impression that he didn't, and I'm going to keep it moving, right? Oh, what? You ain't like that record? Back to back. I like that record. I'm going to get you back for that record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but you don't know nothing about that. Waking them up, you don't know nothing about that. Telling them to pray, you don't know nothing about that. And giving them tools to walk through life day by day, don't know nothing about that. Teaching them morals, integrity, discipline. Listen, man, you don't know nothing about that. Speaking the truth and consider what God's considering, you don't know nothing about that. So he's talking about how he's not raising his son. Pusha T already touched on that, but he's saying that I'm raising my son. You're going to get him on little trips and little photo ops and this and that, but I really am there for my child. And that's what he's trying to get him at. This is more of a son lesson. He's sonning him right now, and this is going to be bad. All of this stuff is going to be memeable. They're going to be clipping these words for months. Drake stands are trying to get in front of this, but it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. I don't care what you do. I saw a dude today. He has some bots. He's putting bots on Twitter. He copied and pasted the same thing with a different account, and it's all every Kendrick post. He's blah 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 blah. He's using the fake accounts and putting them all over. I don't know if he's getting paid to do that or not, but they already trying, bro. They trying to shut this thing down. It's too late. These are awful depictions of Drake, and they're gonna live forever. I'm telling you right. Like Twitter fingers. Drake said it, and then to this day they still call me Twitter fingers. This is going to be that equivalent of that. So let me wrap this up. Ain't 20v1 is 1v20. If I gotta smack niggas that write with you, yeah, bring them out too. I'm gonna clean them out too. He's talking about Drake got a stable of ghostwriters, which we all have heard the allegations. All right, let's keep it moving. Tell Beam that he better stay right with you. And I ain't battling ghosts or AI. He said, am I battling ghosts or AI? Nigga feeling like Joel Osteen. Funny, he was in a film called AI, and my sixth sense telling me to off him. Joel Osteen is an actor. He was in AI, which with the little bear, and it was. I remember I went to see that movie. That movie actually kind of old at this point, and that was like state of the art at the time. But he was in the I See Dead People movie, and he was in AI, so he's double on top. Sixth Sense. Then he said, "I'm a blick niggas all in their coffin. Yeah, OVO niggas is dick riders. Tell them to run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence." What I learned, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. What I learned, tell these niggas they don't like. What I learned, these niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference. Don't speak on the family crody. It can get deep in my family crody. Talk about me and my family crody. Someone gonna bleed in your family crody. I'll be at the Whole King eating fried rice and dip sauce and blammy crody. Tell me you're chessing. We can do this right now on camera, crody. Hey, fuck all the niggas. I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one fingers and dump y'all niggas like, nah. Field goal punt y'all niggas. Stay punk y'all niggas. Nobody ever took my food. Who's ever fucking with him, fuck you niggas, and fuck the industry too. And if you're taking it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do. Kendrick wrapped it up with a nice bow on top. That's how Jay did it when he ended Takeover and said, if you think I'm talking to you, I'm talking to all of y'all. All y'all niggas, everybody. I'm talking to all of y'all. If you think it's you, then step up and it is you. Right? So this is how he did it. Like I said, anybody that's saying this is trash, Your opinion is now invalid. I don't care what you say. If you saying that the Kendrick thing is trash, you are absolutely confused and you don't know rap and you don't know what you're talking about. You may be unimpressed with your own personal life. These bars are crazy. Yes, he could have went harder, and like I said, he probably has more going on that he could say and Drake could say. These dudes could go on forever, but at the end of the day, this is the response. I think it was very good. I think it was an excellent response and retort. It did start off slow. Let's be honest, it started off slow. But even the slow parts, when you listen to him and you realize he's telling this dude, you're paranoid and you're acting like a degenerate. You're out of character right now. He's just talking to him. Even that is a diss. So I'm gonna sum this up. I think Kendrick is winning the battle with one song, because if the song was trash, he would be losing the battle. You don't make you a winner because you made 2 songs. I always bring up the story. Joe Budden got 4 Drake diss tracks. Drake never responded, and Drake won the battle. So it's not about how many you did. It's not about that. So I'm going to let you tell me what you think. I 100% think Kenny did what he needed to do. A 6-minute song. This is what you have to do when you're in a battle. When you want war, you have to go on and on and on. You cannot make a 16, you will lose. You cannot make 2 16s, you will lose. Your shit got to go on and on and on, and you got to hit them from so many angles. People can't absorb it, and they got to listen to it twice. That thing is already in the millions. He dropped it like 4 or 5 hours ago. It's already in the millions. People are already giving him the victory, except for Drake fans, which I told you. I said before he even dropped anything, Drake fans are going to say it's mid. Before they even finished the song was 6 minutes. Dudes was only 2 seconds in and was saying, I literally saw a comment said, soon as he started moaning, I cut it off. And that's what I'm telling you. These guys that are cold hard Drake fans are not going to hear it. And when they do hear it, they're going to say it's mid. And then they're going to do the other thing is denial. They're going to go line for line and start trying to make every line weak. They're going to start trying to take the steam out of it. They're going to try to start saying, oh, it took too long. Every excuse in the book. At the end of the day, how Tupac say, you and I know what's going on. Drake took a bazooka to the headpiece, and he got to come back. Now, at this point, I think they've both said everything they can say. I'm sure there's a secret here, a secret there. At this point, let's just be honest. You've already decided who won. Drake don't need to make another record. Kendrick don't need to make another record. You've already decided who's won. I've already decided. What can these dudes say at this point? How many years can they go with this? Can we hit 20 more records? Do we need 50 more records to know that Drake can't out-rap Kendrick or Kendrick can't out-rap Drake? You don't need really no more songs. I don't need nothing else. I'm going to be honest with you. Kendrick did what he needed to do. I think I'm done with the whole thing. I'm pleased. I'm a rap fan. I think I'm pleased. Get back to making music. I don't think you need to diss Drake anymore. I don't think Kendrick needs any more bars, any more things about his wife, his kids. I don't think it needs to go any further. The only people that want to see this are ravenous fans that just want to say my guy won. At this point, go to your respective corners. We had a ring girl come out, say who the winner is, and let's move on. End of the day, CLBMG. Go check that out. Check the CLBMG network on all platforms. Follow us, bro. And buy something down in the products down below. And subscribe to the channel. Peace.
CLB.